What's going on, everybody? It's your man, 100 Grand, your personal agent for change, making life easy, Barzini.
And I'm fempreneur extraordinaire, tech diva all day, Dre Renee.
And this is the crossroads, where there's only one rule.
Be free to be you. Hey y'all,
Can you,
hey!
can you hear yourself today?
I can. Let me tell y'all. So, I've been promoting the new digs, trying to let you know why you should, subscribe and become a member of our good Patreon. Your dollars are being put to work and good use. And didn't realize that the microphones for the past 2 weeks haven't been turned on. They just have been props. We sounded good to ourselves because we had new microphones, but the like that, it wasn't on. It was plugged up and not turned on. So shout out to
They
being
on
tech
today,
diva
though.
not two
Yeah.
weeks ago. That's what you know. It's like it's in your head. I was just like, look at these new mics. We sound great.
Right. Look, the pre-show, it was probably better than the show was going to be tonight. We're going to have a
Oh
good show, but the
yeah.
pre-show was probably better than the show. And I wish we
He
could do
laughed at me.
a lot.
As he tends to do. It really doesn't matter like what is going on. He's gonna have a good laugh. I'm glad I'm not like sensitive like that. Like,
Hey, I get to laugh at you in person next week.
oh my gosh. So hashtag Boo was like, oh y'all doing a live episode while you there? I'm like,
No.
oh,
I
that's why I
mean,
said, I don't
I
know. You never
mean,
know.
we
I don't know
could,
about an
but
episode. Maybe we'll just, pop in and do some stuff for the Patreon. Maybe we'll do some.
yeah, I mean, we can pop, we got to figure it out, and that is just the technology. We haven't we're set up for this,
Right, right.
but in person we got to let me do some recon, and I'll see if I can figure that out beforehand, and then maybe we can schedule something. But we'll
It's all
definitely pop
good. My
in.
schedule, my schedule is trashola, so
Right.
it
Oh
might be best to not promise the people stuff and just pop out
no.
like,
Yeah. Well, we'll have some Patreon stuff for the members.
indeed, indeed.
Some behind the scenes. But let me knock out the sponsors real quick so we can get into this very I don't even know the word that I want to use. This week was such a dichotomy. The crowd is split on the episode this week. But as always, y'all, the Crossroads podcast is brought to you by the House of 334.
It's the house.
For all your business branding and copyright needs, go to house of334.com. It is black owned, it is woman owned, it is black woman owned, and it is amazing. And make sure you move quickly because the house will fill up fast. The Crossroads podcast is also brought to you by the Crossroads. Y'all, you can go to our bit.ly. That's bit.ly/, the Crossroads for everything we do. All of our links and everything is there so you can keep up with everything. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, make sure that you scroll down, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you can get notifications for everything we do. If you're watching us on Instagram, go to YouTube and subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. Follow us also on IG so that you guys can get updated on everything. And if you are not one of our members in our Patreon, go check out the Patreon, become a member. We have various levels of support, but access to all. So no matter what level you support us, you have access to everything. That's our behind the scenes. That's the watch party, which this will be exclusive for members after this broadcast this evening, and we have more content that is on the way, i.e. Dre's trip. So some behind the scenes stuff and some more content that we are creating. So y'all want to make sure that you're up to date on all of the goings ons and everything that we do. And we appreciate y'all just growing with us. So we have a goal right now to get to our first 100 members in our member section. We've done it before, y'all. When we first launched the podcast, we had 100 subscribers, and before we ever launched the first episode, in less than a week, we had our first 100. So we just thank y'all for your continued support. You've exceeded expectations on the early launch of the Patreon, and we want to just keep growing. And we appreciate y'all for everything that you do.
I thought about a mini campaign
Mhm.
within the campaign. So I was looking in Patreon, and for those of you who are members, you already know this. There's a poll up because we wanted to to determine what we were going to review next, right, for watch party. And Your Honor came up. Actually, I had a
Mhm.
couple on my DMs asking about it as well. And so the poll right now, if you go over to patreon.com/, the crossroads, to check it out, it's an open poll. So even before you become a member, you can go in and weigh in on this. And so the question is, whether they want us to review Your Honor episode by episode
Mhm.
or season by season. So the
Mhm.
difference is, of course, one is, will be 2 episodes
Episodes.
versus 20 episodes.
20 episodes.
20 episodes is a lot of content. And I feel
Mhm.
like 20 subscribers could unlock 20 episodes.
20 episodes.
Uh,
Hey. So if y'all
Share the
wanna
link.
if y'all wanna unpack Your Honor, look, share the link. Get some people up in here, into the Patreon so that we can bring the content that you want. And that's why we have the poll, because we want to bring the content that you want. Um, I mean, we're gonna do what we want to, but
It's all about you. There's
but
not
it's
many places where it's all about you, right?
right,
So
right. So we want to know. I hear there's another series. I haven't watched it yet. I think it's like Presumed Innocent.
I think somebody said that as we were wrapping up last week,
Yeah, that's on
but I
Apple.
forgot to look it up.
Hmm. Now, shoot, y'all lucky we didn't do Game of Thrones when it was.
Hey, low key, it
We
might
could.
show up
I
somewhere.
mean, look. I mean,
You know
listen.
who is always down to watch it again.
I'm watching it again now,
See?
just so I can parallel when we're doing this.
Amen.
So let's jump in. We episode 6 of House of the Dragon. So y'all, let's first say this: the groups that I'm in, the posts that I've been seeing, the people that I've been speaking to, the algorithm, which has kind of been sprinkled in between all of the politics that been you know flooding the timelines. It's a split crowd on this episode. There are those who enjoyed the episode and the build up to what's to come, and there are those who is just over all the setup. They listen, Dre wants blood.
Like, I'm tired of hearing all and the doggone creepiness and the visions. Hashtag boo. So he's been away on business for a few weeks, so he's behind. So
Mhm.
he came downstairs and he was like, "Are you doing a rewatch or is this a flashback?" And I was like, it's neither.
he's
It's a
he's
vision.
still adhering to.
It's a dream. He thinks he sees his brother, but he don't quite. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he
jumping
listen,
into
when you got that many demons that you're facing. I mean, and we gonna get to that part, but I just love that scene. Was like, why you bringing up old shit?
like,
You
you
can't. You still mad at that?
be mad about that
Wait,
still.
and you talking to somebody that's not even there, talking about you still like he did, like bro, you did, you still mad?
You still mad?
I said sorry, dad.
Oh gosh.
So, but we got this episode starting out with aiming pretty well. The Lannister, you got the Lannister army that's marching on Harrenhal, but they summon Aemon to come with Vagar, and then it flashes to Aemon, who's pretty much walking around the Red Keep holding his nuts. Like
Yeah,
Aemon,
he's not to be
A-
played with at this point.
yeah, Aemon is feeling himself on a whole different level. You know what? I thought that too. I think I said it in last week's episode,
Hmm.
where I thought Alice wasn't real, but Simon referenced her this week.
Hmm. Right.
So I was like, you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
she's there.
Yeah. And
Somebody.
we'll get to that part where it's not said, but I think it's suggested that she's the one that killed Grover Tully.
Yeah. Well, at least that's how I took it. So,
Yeah. So I think she off and she's like, yeah, get in 3 days time.
because as soon as he said it, I was like, I think it's been 3 days, or at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you got Eamon walking around the Red Keep like, hey, big ball and a shot calling, basically.
Like, don't summon me. Do you know
Yeah,
who
like
I
exactly. You know what I
am?
mean? And I honestly think it's gonna be his undoing because you have the council that is advising him against some of the moves he's trying to make, and he's not having it.
Mhm.
I think he's the other extreme of Aegon. Like Aegon, oh, I'm sorry, I'm about to sneeze, and I'm like, I don't know why I can't ever just sneeze. But
The build up.
the 3 eye Ravens. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't think
She's
she's a
something.
ward. Well, she could be because her and that owl. So I don't know. But I doubt she's the 3 eye Raven though. But I think this is going to be Aemon's undoing because I think he's trying so hard, and the two things that he has against him is he's a second son and he wanted the throne, and those are two things that just don't mix. Which is Damon's story as well, a second son and ambition for the throne. And
Hmm.
the throne is a horrible place for anybody, and we talked about this last week, and Alice ended up saying it as well, basically like those who want the throne are not fit for the throne. Basically,
Definitely.
because you'll damn near do anything to get it. And I think this trip through Harrenhal for Damon is really kind of like his reconciling. So after this season, I'm gonna read the books
Hmm.
because I'm tired of the suspense, and I just want to kind of match it up with what I know, and see how they do. And as far as I know, they do pretty well with it. But yeah, I would just love to know what's going on with Damon. I need them to,
But
like,
yeah,
what, you know. My guess is he ain't leaving Harrenhal though.
I feel like he's kind of cozy.
Yeah, I I don't think Damon's making it out of Harrenhal. I'm gonna say that.
Mm,
So whatever's gonna happen, we know there's. I mean, the build up. There's gonna be some fight at Harrenhal. You got the Lannister army heading towards Harrenhal. You got Kristen Cole heading towards Harrenhal because Aemon is sending them there, and then Aemon is like, "I'll show up when I show up." Basically, I'll see you when
mhm.
I get there. Um, but after that meeting, when he holds mom back, what are your thoughts with this conversation with Allison?
I was cracking up personally because I don't like her. But
Uh-huh.
he's pretty much like, so what's your role here? Like, what is it that you do? What's the
Yeah, like,
reason
so
that you're
why are
around?
why are you here?
And
You
she's
know what?
like, you know, I sat in for your dad. He's like, yeah,
Yeah,
dad's dead.
dad's dead. Basically, yeah. Thank you for your service.
Thank
But
you for
when
your
he
service.
said you would be delighted to get back to more domestic pursuits,
I
I wa-
now do you think he knows that his mom was, or do you think it was strictly like domestic, like women's work, or
I
do
don't
you
think
think
he
he?
knows. I don't think he
Oh,
knows
okay, okay,
about
okay. Because I
Kristen.
was like, what is?
Yeah, I don't think he would have used the word domestic though. Not in. I think he would have found something else. But so can I say this?
Mhm.
I love, I hate, and I simultaneously love how Eamon always interrupts people when he's in a conversation. Like he acts like he's listening to you, and then he just talks in the middle of your sentence.
Which he did to her. He absolutely did to
Yeah,
her while she was
he did
talking.
it. Yeah, he did it a couple of times. He did it to Otto. When he was trying to talk to him, he just sit there. And he just stares at you. And while you're talking, he just and he never. I think this is the first episode where he actually raised his voice, but he just comes in. So why are you here? What is your position on this council? And she's like, wait, what?
Like, I was here before you.
Yeah, yeah. But so we have that, and then he gets the news that Aegon is conscious. So that's a whole nother deal, and he goes and he visits Aegon.
Oh,
Um,
that's how you wanna frame it. He visits.
he
I was
visits.
like, he's gonna snuff him out.
Yeah.
When he asked to be
Well,
alone, I was
yeah,
like, oh, don't leave him by himself.
yeah. I don't think I think it's too close for comfort for him to kill him. Like there's too many eyes,
Hmm.
and the Maester kind of knows his condition, you
Hmm.
know. But I think not I think, but Aegon is too afraid. Talking about I don't remember nothing because I can't get up from this bed and do nothing. You done already burned me up with a dragon. Even if I was on a dragon, I couldn't beat your dragon because your dragon is the one that beat me and my dragon to get me here in the first place. So yeah, he was like, yeah, I don't remember nothing. Basically, don't tell mom.
Mhm.
you ain't
Mhm.
you ain't gonna tell mom, are you? But yeah, I think that's gonna be real interesting. When Aegon, you know, um can be himself. Not that that was much or whatever, but I want to know what kind of person he's going to be after all this. I think this is the most vulnerable that we've seen him as far as
Mhm.
like, help. We'll get to that part to with that conversation that he had, but I want to see what that dynamic looks like when he's able to actually take his seat, and if they'll allow him to take the seat. So
Right.
we, all that scheming and scrabbling that they be doing over stuff. And
Yeah,
we ain't
because it's
heard
just
from
like,
Otto.
what is he gonna? Right. So Otto's MIA.
Right,
We actually have a comment in the chat. I think Otto will come back with Darren. Is it Darion or Darren?
Darren.
That's the one you've been looking for, right?
Hmm.
That kid.
Yeah.
He's like,
Well, he's
where's that
in.
last kid?
Yeah. Well, no, we know where he is. He's at the Old Town,
And now, yeah, Otto's missing. So the
hmm
Raven's been sent,
and
and
he ain't
he's
sending nothing back. He just
nothing back.
Otto
Nothing back.
somewhere chilling. So
He probably like, I'm gonna let y'all,
y'all didn't want
mess
me.
it up. Yeah, I'm gonna let you mess it up, and then I'm gonna slide in and save the day.
Exactly.
Maybe.
So yeah. So speaking of hand, we got Corliss then accepts Rhaenyra's invitation, let's say, to be hand of the queen.
Hmm.
So he's now at Dragonstone serving as the hand. Now here comes the star of this week episode.
Hold
This
on.
week's
Now I thought I was like, what if something happened to him? But again, because we haven't read the books,
no, I
I
think
don't have
yeah.
an idea what could happen to him. So I was
You
like,
can't
maybe
if something
nothing
you
happened.
you can't just off Auto off camera like that and like
Yeah,
not after everything.
I
You
think we
can't
would have
do a
heard something. A
off
scene.
camera death. Yeah, no, we gotta see something. You can't do Auto
Mm-hmm.
like that. But so we have Corliss, who shows up to Dragonstone, and then we have the council meeting at the painted table, in which so last week, Jacaerys let me say this, I'm so sick of Jacaerys walking around with his hand on the hull of his sword, like take that. You ain't been in near fight since you was training, and you walking around with this sword at the crib. Like, what are you gonna do? No, ain't nobody else walking around with a damn sword but
Oh,
you.
yeah, yeah. We're not in the books yet, but now we gotta go.
Yeah.
Gotta
So um they bring out Sir Darkland,
right.
Stefan Darkland, right?
Stephen Darkland.
So last week they reading the histories, as they like to say in the scrolls, and um Jace comes up with the thought that there are others, of Targaryen lineage, like down the line, that may be able to be dragon riders.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do know is the dragon has to take to the person and has to have a bond. You can't just have any old body hopping on and riding. So they find out that Darkland is family, you know, third cousin twice removed or some some shit like that. And then was like, hey, you want to try this dragon rider, I think, but understand you can die.
Right. Like, no, we're not saying
Well,
you have to.
she made him
We're
sign
talking
the
about one
terms, the terms and agreements, the terms and
Yeah, it's like
conditions.
the speed talking at the end of the pharmaceutical commercial. Okay.
Attempting to ride a dragon may result in death.
Fiery death.
Right. But so, and why are all the dragon keepers dirty and disheveled? Like,
Mm.
I don't get it. And what
I'm
they
gonna
gonna
say
do
right
with
there,
them
white
little?
coat. Is it too
Yeah,
white?
nah. What them little sticks gonna do? They always holding up them little sticks. But anyway, they out there singing, summoning sea smoke, And he come through, and they speaking a little Valyrian to him, telling him to serve your kittery, all that other stuff. And so Sea Smoke is like, all right, what y'all want?
That's good. That's
Right? He come in a little aggressive, then he kind of chill, and he's like, but the way he chilled out and kind of leaned down like he was about
good.
to let him get on.
He was like, "Come on, come a little closer. Let me whisper something to you.
Hey, Sea Smoke is the black dragon. I don't care what none of y'all say. He's like, hey, hey,
Let me
come here.
hold
I ain't gonna do nothing. No, for real. Come here. Come here. Hey, hey, get close.
you." Let me tell you something.
And as soon as he got
He
comfortable,
was
he
like, "I
turned.
done it." Like he was so proud of
Yeah,
himself.
I talk about I did it.
I was like, yeah, you did it.
Hey, when Sea Smoke toasted his ass, he toasted his ass so quick. He let him get in range. Why he let him get close though?
That was rude.
And yeah, and he roasted his ass.
Yeah,
But yeah, um, watching the extras, I didn't know they really put him on fire like that though.
yeah, that's
Yeah, I wouldn't. That's not. That ain't me. Yeah, she's like, hey, come here,
hey, come here, come
come
here,
here, right quick. So Sea Smoke,
smoked him.
clearly, he smoked him. So but it's the setup because we know that he's eventually going to have a writer. Like we're seeing
Right.
the search for
Mhm.
writers, and then we kind of see the setup for that. And so now we got Rhaenyra, who's trying to be more active because she doesn't have a land army. She's trying to get the council together. You had what's dude's name? Sir Bartimus following her around, talking about some I told you
Oh,
souls with everything.
she smacked the crap out of him. I'm
Listen, when
like,
she
yeah, smack
stopped,
the elder.
I don't
Elder
know
abuse.
I don't know what was worse, the smack or the line after the smack. When she was like, "It's my fault you've forgotten to fear me."
Yeah, it's like I got to
Like,
put y'all
damn.
back in line.
Yeah, I want to say that to a kid.
Yeah,
I ain't
you
gonna
got.
smack the kid, but like, yeah, no, she smacked the shit out of old boy.
Yeah,
He
I
said,
was like, oh, okay.
"Wait," and then he looked around for verification.
Did
Like,
I get smacked? Yes, that's what happened.
yeah. So, I think we're seeing not only Aemon but also Rhaenyra start to kind of become more aggressive in their pursuits.
Hmm.
As the war starts to boil, but you got Damon finally recognizes that he ain't right. He about to kill Simon. He lunching, and so he was like, "I'm about to
Yeah.
be up out of here." And I was like, I was excited. I was like, "Finally!" And then Alice is like, "Nah, hey, chill, chill. I got you. Wait
You gotta
about three
wait up.
days,
Yeah,
right?"
yeah.
But now I still want to see what Oscar Tully is going to do. Also, for those who haven't noticed, the Tully's names. There's a Kermit Tully. There's Oscar Tully. There's Grover.
Oh,
There's Grover Tully.
yeah. You
Yeah.
tell me
Yeah. Yeah. So the Tullys are all damn Sesame Street characters. I don't know if that was on purpose, but I'm gonna go ahead and say it was.
I'm gonna say it was.
Right.
That's too much of a coincidence.
Um. So now, I guess one of the most important terms that we're seeing is the relationship, and not before the obvious term, but Massaria and Rhaenyra. How
Hmm.
Massaria's now got Rhaenyra's ear, and a lot
Hmm.
of it, Rhaenys is gone, who kind
Yep.
of had, that feminine ear, and counsel. So now Massaria is so much for and of the people, like she knows the pulse of the people in King's Landing,
Hmm.
and that's something that not even Aemond, or the Greens have. Like they don't know the pulse of the people because they're always in the Red Keep,
And they don't care.
and they don't
Like you,
care.
I'm like, it's hard for you to know something you don't
Yeah,
wish to even to know.
yeah. Because even when Aemond was like, "So why is that? Why are they blaming us? Because they ain't got no food." Like, bro,
Just out of touch. Just
bro,
read the
like,
room.
yeah. Like, why are they blaming us? Because you're the prince,
Yeah,
maybe? Because you're
yeah.
in charge?
You're at the top.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's your responsibility to make sure they're fed. So I think there, yeah, that level of arrogance is also their undoing. And so when Rhaenyra and Mysaria conspired to send the gift to King's Landing, that was some G shit,
Mm-hmm.
So when they sent food in the night, um, or whatnot to the people of King's Landing, and now they're running around talking about, all hell Rhaenyra. She
Rhaenyra,
thinks of us,
long may she reign.
right. But I think the people are going, they're such prisoners at the moment. Because
Of
first it
course.
was Rhaenyra the Cruel. Now it's she thinks of us even now. You know, we know she chopped that baby head off, but
Right. But
food, hey,
mm-hmm.
carrots and
We
cabbage,
hungry.
homie. Yeah.
Hungry.
So I wonder, so what if you were a citizen of King's Landing, which one do you feel would move you more? The knowledge, or not even the knowledge, the thought that she killed the prince or had the prince killed,
Ooh.
or she fed the city.
I think feeding the city, like you said, I mean, of course it's in the now, but also it's very personal,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, yeah, don't kill a baby, but also it's them people's baby versus like my
Mm-hmm.
family is hungry, we're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, that will make more of a difference to
Mm-hmm.
the folks. Yeah, at
Right.
this. Mm-hmm.
I think it would be feed the city for me too, because I'd probably be like, well, if she feeding the city, did she really kill a baby? Like, why would someone who
That
killed
too,
babies
right?
feed the city?
Feed the
And then
city.
also, but even if she did, they killed hers first though. Like,
Right. You start rationalizing
you-
like,
I mean,
you really the good
because if you
person.
kill my kid, I'm gonna kill your kid. I'm just saying,
A
like,
kid for a kid.
a kid for a kid. So fair is fair, homie. But you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So they both killed kids, but only
But
one
who
fed
brought the
us.
food? Right.
Right, right. So it's two. So it's 2-1. It's 2-1 right there. Like she up, she up. You know what I'm saying? But so like then you got people going crazy in the streets trying to get the food, and then the
Get the
queens get caught up in the sept.
hmm
Um, which was
Again, read the room. Like, why are you even out there? Like,
mhm.
I mean, I know
Well,
why
I
they
mean,
were
because
there, but
they
also
didn't know what was going on, and she normally goes and prays her. That's how Rhaenyra was able to go
had to
in
go catch her.
episode 3
I
because that's
thought
what
she
was
was
seen.
mad because she had wound up, in better
Yeah.
Sada, but maybe.
But what I didn't understand is why would they take them out of the sept? Why not just house them, close the sept off, and house them in there? I don't. I didn't.
They thought they could ward off the people. They had their little swords. They was
Yeah, and then she's
sheath
like,
your swords.
sheathe your sword. So we're like, bitch,
So they out there hitting them with the
nah,
oh
uh,
god with the
uh.
sheets. Like
Nah,
I was
and
like,
then got
that's not
murked. Oh,
working.
because they didn't sheave theirs. Oh boy, was stabbing the hell out that
Mm-mm.
dude. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was a weird move, but it seemed like the queens keep getting the worst end of the stick. They keep sending them out there, and they keep getting stuck.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you have the funeral procession. They get stuck out there having panic attacks. Then they get actually attacked and fish thrown in their face. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't even her doing.
Right. I was like, poor Helena.
Right.
I don't care about Allison.
Yeah.
Um, now
But
Laris, is out here trying to make his move, right?
well,
To
so that's because
or
he
a
gets
couple of
clowned
moves.
by he gets clowned by Aemon. Aemon is like, you think I'm stupid? You take me for a fool.
He's like, oh no.
Consider it's a holy place for them. It probably was open and vulnerable. I don't know. I just thought it had doors. Like,
Just close them
because
up.
it's I don't see the public coming in there. It's always like the septas, the septons, and then like only a couple of people praying at a time. So I'm not even sure. But
These folks aren't bright, so
you say what?
I said these folks aren't bright though. Yeah, like close the doors would be the
Yeah,
immediate first thought, but they're not.
right. So um then you so I just lost my train of thought. Who?
Oh, we were talking about Laris trying to make
Oh
his
yeah,
play
yeah, yeah.
for
So
Hand of
yeah,
the King.
so yeah,
That
he's trying to make his play for Hand of the King. Aemon shuts that down and then tells him, "Oh yeah, well you'll be responsible for it." And he think he's talking. I am honored to
I
go.
never
Like,
would have
fool,
imagined
not you,
myself.
right? Not you.
What an honor to meet
So yeah, he's like, "Nah, I need you to go hit up Otto." So yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button,
you. Like.
like,
Thank you.
like, and subscribe and share, but hit that like
All of it.
button. But yeah, so you got Laris going to now has to go find Otto. I don't think he's really sending off for Otto, but
Mm-mm.
he immediately goes in there and talks to Aegon and keeps him off the milk of the poppy, basically telling him like, it'll dull your mind. But
He was like, I need that.
yeah, like nah.
I need
But
that.
here's the interesting thing. I think Laris was smart for making that this new parallel between he and Aegon, like we're alike now,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you'll never run, you'll never be the same. All you have is your mind, just like me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think he's trying to play on that kindred spirit because also you remember Laris earlier in the season pulls Aegon to the side, like, say,
You gonna need somebody.
Otto was
Mm-hmm.
your daddy's hand. You need one of your own. And
Mm-hmm.
then he goes and names dumbass Kristen.
Kristen. Yeah.
But I think that might change. Because Aegon is like, hey, help me. And so if like Laris shows up for him, because nobody shows up for Aegon.
No.
Ever since he was a kid, he keeps getting shoved to the side. Here, stand here, say this, do this. We need you to be king. We pulling all the strings. But every time he's very emotional and nobody cares, right? You saw it in season one when he asked mom, "Do you love me?" And she looks at him and says, "You imbecile." He getting smacked around. Aemon lies and tell and like rats Aegon. I was like, oh, he the one told me they was bastards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he gets shoved onto the throne basically and was like, my dad don't like me, then in this season, early in the season, after Jaehaerys dies, he don't know who to trust because who killed my kid. And then I'm trying to get revenge and go off and y'all telling me to be calm and strategic at the
And
end of the
mom told me
episode.
to do nothing.
Right. Well, then, so even before she did that, he was at the end of that episode. She sees him by the fire crying, and she just walks away and goes and smashes Kristen. You know what I'm
Well, we
saying?
know she's not up for the Mother of the Year award at
At
all.
all. Right. So now he's bedridden. Now she want to be by his side, talk about I'm sorry after Aemon kicked her off the council. So it's like you get passed over to rule because they don't want another woman. Then he kicks you off the council altogether. Now you at Aegon's bedside talking about I'm sorry when you've never cared before. So I think Laris is going to have his ear more than his own mother.
Mm-hmm.
Um
I can see
so
that.
and you know who else I'm glad so who else gets on my nerve? I'm sick of Raina. I need Raina. Get if they don't
Oh,
get this girl a dragon,
yeah.
because I'm so tired of that old pouty face and Baylor has Baylor has a dragon. Like she just been moping all season. It is getting on my nerves.
Okay, so I'm gonna need context for that scene, right? So she's out with the little baby with Joffrey. Is that the
Yeah,
little
that's
baby?
Joffrey. Uh-huh.
Okay, so they're out and they stumble upon bones and
Hmm.
like disaster.
Yeah, sheep
And
stealers.
and so yeah, she's like, y'all have a dragon out here.
You told me you didn't have a dragon, and you have a dragon, and I don't have a dragon, and I
You
want a dragon. But
Lord.
she's been like that when she got sent because she tried to ride a dragon and she almost died. It didn't take to her. So she's basically like Aemon, like
Hmm.
the only one that doesn't have a dragon. But somebody please get this child a dragon because I'm so sick of this whole like can we have more to this character? Where the hell was Bayla this episode? But
She's done enough.
yeah, Bayla's doing her.
It's okay. Give her
I just
one
want her to
one
have I
off.
just want her to have some more shine, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Then we do hear more about Daron, which I think is going to come into play because we hear he has a dragon as well.
Mm-hmm.
So he's in Old Town, I believe. He has a dragon. He's 16. Her brother is telling her about him because she doesn't know him because he grew up in Old Town and he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
write her much
He doesn't
anymore.
write. Mm-hmm.
But she does find out. Gwen says that he's kind, unlike his brothers, which is a
That
plus.
that is a plus. When he said
So
that, I was like, thank goodness.
yeah, so
But
we're
probably
seeing,
growing up away from all of that is
yeah,
helpful.
but we're seeing all these dragon references and writers, right? So we hear Daron has a dragon writer. We see Sheep Stealer kind of come in the veil, and Raina finds out like there's a dragon, so that's a setup. We see Seasmoke burn up Darkland, and then we got another scene that we're gonna get to as far as Seasmoke is concerned. We hear Daron with the dragon. We keep seeing Hugh, right? So Hugh is the kind of bigger dude with the long hair,
Mm-hmm.
the one that stole the food from old boy,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yes.
So clearly he's an important character because they keep
Keep
going
showing.
back to him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's gonna ride Vermithor.
Mm.
So um because who else is left? You got Sea Smoke, um, Vermithor, Silverwing is there. I think Sheep Stealer's gonna go to Reina. So we have some different things into play. So we can see how that plays out. And then the big scene that happened in the big development is, so earlier in the season we get introduced to Alan and Adam. And that was another thing that happened too. We see Adam shaving his head,
Mm-hmm.
right? And because he's got the blonde hair, so he keeps shaving it so people don't know that he's a Valerian. But earlier we saw Adam on the beach in the Spice Channel, and we see sea smoke kind of fly overhead. And so it's kind of suggested that, oh, he's always kind of like in the Spice Channel, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so this time, he kind of flies overhead, and everybody's like, oh, there you go. They kind of ignore it. Then he spun the block on him.
Yeah. He was like, "That's right. I'm coming back."
And that was like, gosh, and he started, so then he starts chasing Adam. you know Adam was, bailing out, boom, boom, boom. He ends up falling. Sea Smoke kind of stops in front of him. So, and we see from the preview that Adam now becomes Sea Smoke's rider.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of people that don't understand like how he's able to, because some people's like, but how was he able to ride? And he's not a Targaryen. He's a Valerian. So those that there's a difference between Valerian and Valerian. The Valerians are Valerian. The
Mm-hmm.
Targaryens are not the only dragon riders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dragon riders come from Old Valyria. There were 40 families in Old Valyria that were dragon riders, and the Targaryens were not like the main family. The Targaryens came into power because in the fall of Old Valyria, when Valyria, so um, Daenerys had visions. This is way back, in Old Valyria, and I forget her father's name. It's like it starts with A. I gotta look it up again.
I'm gonna say it's probably
Yeah,
Aegon.
no, it's not. No, this is before Aegon.
Oh,
I
okay.
think this
I'm
is
like,
I think
they
this is
like to repeat.
Aegon's grandfather, if I'm not mistaken. But he moved the Targaryens out of Valyria. He sold his land in Valyria and took him to and moved him to Dragonstone. So now they're the first dragon riders in Westeros. So there were no dragon riders in Westeros. Valyria gets burnt up, and now all of the dragon rider families are gone, leaving the Targaryens. So that's how they came to power in Westeros, because they had dragons, but they
Mhm.
weren't the only dragon riders. So you don't have to be Targaryen to be a dragon rider. You have to be Valerian, and the Valerians are also of Old Valyria, right? So
I know
Adam,
his.
yeah, Adam is still has the blood of Old Valyria because he's a Valerian. He's not a Targaryen. He's a Valerian, and the
Mhm.
Valerians are dragon riders.
Now he
Also,
doesn't have blonde hair,
no, he probably got his mama hair.
clearly,
Yeah,
because that's why I was like, are they like brothers? Or are they
yeah,
only? Okay,
yeah.
so.
So, but also keep in mind that Sea Smoke was Laenor's dragon,
Mm-hmm. Okay, I
right?
see it now. So that would be his. half
his
sister.
half brother.
Well, she is his. You're talking about Lena, right?
No, I said Lenore.
Oh, Lenore. Sorry.
Yeah, Lenore. See,
See all
Lenore.
these names, child. But yes, Lenore, right? His half brother.
Lenore is the one that rode Seasmoke,
Seasmoke. Got it.
right? So you got that
Mm-hmm.
you blood and you blood.
We're
So
brothers.
right,
We're happy.
but it's also suggested that Seasmoke finding a new rider means that Lenore is dead.
It's gone. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but all I know is after the season, I'm reading the book so I can find out all of it. I mean, I
We
know
want
a
to know all of it.
I
Want all
I
the
mean,
details.
yeah,
The
I
things that can
know
be
a
covered
lot
in an
now.
hour and 9 minutes.
Right. So, for those who don't understand how Valerians are able to be dragon riders, it's because they have the blood of old Valeria. They are Valerians. So Valerian and Valerian are two different things.
They love to get
Yeah,
technical.
Valerian is a house. Valerian is a place.
Bavarian is a place.
That's where they're from. So the Valerians are from Valeria. Um, so
So
next week is gonna be real interesting because now you have Rhaenyra who finds Adam.
wait,
Because
wait. Before we go into next week, I know we're not gonna skip over Rhaenyra
yeah,
and
I actually
Viserion.
was, but
Oh, okay. I was like, did we skip a scene? Because I was like,
because
that,
listen,
when she was like, "You have me," I was like, "Oh, that's very personal." And then it
right,
just kept getting more and more personal.
right.
Oh
Um,
gosh,
but
what is
okay,
happening here?
right, right, yeah,
It says
um,
it's a timeout feature. We're gonna use that. Just
yeah.
in God bless you.
um, right. I mean, I'm gonna pray for real,
That's
but
what it says. I was like, God bless you, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Um, we can't say we can't.
Yeah,
Y'all
we
stuff
can't
be
even give that
happening.
no
We can't
sound.
even. I can't
We
even. Yeah,
if you
we
didn't
can't.
see, if you saw it, you know what we're talking about. But we
Right.
can't
Yeah. If you didn't see
say
it, you
that
didn't
on the
catch it. You didn't
video.
catch it. Um. Yeah. So that was an interesting direction, and I did find out that's not in the book. It was kind of like creative
Of
license.
course, of
You know what
course.
I mean?
I'll leave
but
it alone.
but I mean, you
Did
yeah.
this?
Let's.
Yeah, while you was off gallivanting in Harrenhal.
But okay, if let's touch on that because there's so much trauma between both of them,
Mm-hmm,
right? Um, you have Rhaenyra who had been looking for love since love was love. She'd been
mm-hmm,
all over the place. Massaria was abused by her dad, sold her self, sold her body, so she was always just whatever. Even when Damon like was kind of posing like, "Oh, I'm gonna marry her. We're gonna have kids," and
mm-hmm.
then all of a sudden it's
Quiet.
something. You know what I mean? So it's like you question if Damon ever really loved Rhaenyra or was she always just a pawn for him trying to get the throne. There was always that energy there even before. So, and I think that's the part that's kind of interesting is that energy was there before Rhaenyra was ever named heir.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like you see that season 1, episode 1, and you kind of like, huh? You know, Mostly because she was young.
Yeah.
But also like this show Uncle. I mean, we already knew that the Targaryens inbred, but it was like that kind of like that age difference thing as well. So that was strange. And then all of a sudden when you had the turn of Viserys naming Rhaenyra instead of Daemon, as well, disowning Daemon as the heir, basically. Um then that's when Damon was taking her to the brothels and all. Now, you know what I mean? It was never all of that until
Mm-hmm.
he had this whole plan. Then you had the whole Kristen Cole thing. He was in love with her, but now he's, feelings hurt and everything else. That's why she's the horror queen and the spider and all this other madness that he want to call her. Um, but I feel like she used him um as well. And yeah, so you got this whole trauma bonding situation. And I think Rhaenyra initiated with somebody starts smelling your neck and everything else.
Yeah,
But
I was like, what's happening? Because she hugged her like, oh, I have
yeah.
a
Now
friend.
see, it would have been all kind of people up in arms, like if that was a dude though, taking advantage of her trauma. Like somebody tells you the story and how they got a rope scar around their neck, and all of a sudden you making out. You know what I mean? But I think that's gonna be interesting how they play that relationship out, especially when and if Damon come back. You know what
Right.
I mean? Um, so I don't know, but because he down there with Big Jaw, Alice. Hey, that's a serious her and Eamon.
Oh my gosh. Big
So,
John.
but
Okay.
yeah, so I think next week is gonna be popping because in true Game of Thrones action fashion, the second to last episode usually has the big climax, and
I
then the
hope
last
so.
episode is the
And
resolution.
then this, yeah. Because I was like, where are we in this whole thing? Because it's been dragging tail.
Right. Well, okay, but is it dragging, or we have to think about a lot of people, me being one of them, didn't watch Game of Thrones until it was already over. So we didn't have to wait week for week and have
Mm-hmm.
these lulls and these informational episodes and these setups and everything else. It's like, okay, it's a setup, but I get right to it. You know
All
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah. That's
And so
true.
now we have to wait week to week, and then it's a short season of 8 episodes instead of 10, and then we got to wait a year or 2 years for the next season. So yeah, it feels like it's dragging, but we may not, until season 4 or 5 get to the meat of it. You know what I mean?
You're right.
So you got to be along for the ride. It's art. It's art, and
Here.
you can't just
I'm
be.
here for the people. I'm here for y'all. Because if not, I'd probably be like, I'll catch it in season 4 and then
You
like
know
go back.
what? See, you see how she do y'all now. See all the crap that I gotta go watch and catch up on because we're gonna do a show that I would not watch, like we just did. What's
I'm doing it. I didn't say I wasn't going to watch. I just said if it wasn't for the peoples, I'd be like,
yeah, that's me in reality TV. Like, oh, do you watch 90 Day this and Married at that and Blind this and all of that?
yeah.
So they back.
Yeah, I guess timeouts only last for a time.
Oh, okay. Well, before that gets out of hand. So y'all, that's episode 6. We got 2 more episodes left. Please, so we have the poll for Your Honor. Also, if there's other shows that you want to suggest for us to check out, or a movie, we just did Divorce in Black, or in the Black, a few days ago, and everything else. So anything you want us to check out and review, let us know. Also, sign up for the Patreon. Right, go to the Patreon, make sure that you're subscribed here, like, share, but go to the Patreon and share that as well. We definitely want to build the community, and we have so much content in the making for all of our Patreon members. So we appreciate y'all, we love y'all. I'm excited for this weekend to see what's gonna happen with all the new dragons coming through.
Yes, so
Everything
next
else.
week we're gonna turn this around pretty quickly. So if
Hmm.
you can watch on Sunday or
Yeah,
sometime during the day on Monday, 'cause
yeah.
I
Do your
fly.
homework.
Yeah, I have travel next week, so we gotta get to it, and we don't want it to be, you know, 2 weeks
Right.
before we come back. So just a heads up. We try to give you a couple of days to watch. We know not everybody is
Hmm.
able to, but if you can make a plan to watch, and this is, yeah, like you said, this is the second to the last episode of the season, so it's probably going to be a good one. So I'm excited to
Right.
hit it on. Okay, I'll give you what you want. Bye. Got to hear the people.
Uh,
Get people what they
for
want.
sure. All right, we love y'all. We'll see y'all before next week, but next week definitely. And in closing, as always, y'all, remember.
Be free to be you. But don't mess around in my comments because
Yeah,
I will ban you. All
yeah, don't, yeah,
right.
don't. I mean, you can do, but we're gonna be us.
Tell her, be free to be you, but we gonna be us.
Exactly.
Bye. Take care.